for free with DuckDuckGo.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DuckDuckGo.
The 3-0 Broncos are at home on Sunday against the 2-1 Ravens, and all eyes are on Baltimore's quarterback Lamar Jackson, who is suffering from a back injury that leaves his playing time in doubt. The Rockies are looking to finish on a high note this season with right-hander John Gray on the mound today against the Diamondbacks. And Bryson DeChambeau was on to the final round of the Professional Long Drivers Association World Championship after finishing tied for fourth in the third round of the tournament yesterday. I'm J.D. Haffren.
What is it that makes you uniquely you? Well, DuckDuckGo doesn't think that's any of their business. And frankly, it shouldn't be the business of any tech company. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
Listen to us on your radio, on your desktop, and on your smart device. Denver's talk station is available everywhere, in your car, at work, and wherever you go. All you need is our free iHeartRadio app. Just say, play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mike's got a comment on the guy with the Subaru Impreza. He said he took it to Firestone in Castle Rock. He said that he had an oil change and then drove it for 3,000 miles. And while driving it, after about, right at around 3,000 miles, he saw some flickering in the light, pulled over, had it towed, eventually ended up back at Firestone in Castle Rock, where they supposedly told him everything's cool, nothing's wrong. On his way home from there, it totally seized and died. What's your comment on that, Mike?
Yeah, Johnny with the seized Subaru?
Yeah.
What if they only screwed the drain plug in, say, 1/4 of a turn of the length of the bolt?
And it leaked.
It would have drained slowly, yeah. And that would have triggered the light. He had it towed back. They wouldn't tell him that they were responsible for that.
That's right.
And
Probably not.
They tighten it. No, they tighten it. And
That's right.
More oil.
That's right. But if it lasted 3,000 miles, he has a responsibility in that 3,000 miles to check his oil or to look at lights. And I refuse to believe that a Subaru, if the light started flickering, he pulled right over, that it would have been seized beyond repair.
But does he have a responsibility to check the drain plug?
No, he wouldn't have to. If he saw that the oil was low, it would have told him something. I don't know. I don't think people have a responsibility to check the drain plug. However, there's nothing wrong with checking your car after a service, but no, that's not realistic. You don't go down and torque it to see if they've done it. But at the same time, if it was loose and coming out, he'd see little drips on his concrete. If I ever saw a little drip, listen, if he lost all of his oil in 3,000 miles, it was more than just a little leak, okay? That's all of his oil, enough to seize his engine. And during a fill-up, he would have seen his oil had gone down quite a bit and at least added oil. And if he kept seeing that trend, he would have taken it into being investigated before he saw an oil light flicker. And then even if his oil light flickered, as he said, and he pulled over right away, it would have never seized his engine. So something's wrong with his story. See,
but the engine didn't seize until after he took it back. And they put more oil in, and then it seized.
Why? If it wasn't seized already, why did it seize once it got oil in it?
Well, because it was damaged.
Yeah, it might have been damaged a little, and then they tried to get it to run again. Because actually, if it cools down a little, won't it start up again?
It's actually harder starting it on it that way. But, I mean, we're playing a what-if game. And what if the oil pump was actually failing on the thing, and that's what actually caused it to go down? What if it had a plugged oil filter? What if, until you get bullets to put inside this gun, you can play the what-if game all day long. Somebody's got to do an analysis on this engine.
We're all thinking oil volume. And you just brought something up. Oil pump. It could be the oil pump. He needs to get this car analyzed. Not by Firestone.
No, it's got to go to someplace else.
You don't get Firestone to analyze it because Firestone can lose a lot of, I mean, they have a lot to lose.
Well, and there's not going to be a trust factor there anyway, even if they do check it out. You're already blaming them. How can you expect how can you expect the customer to actually trust it, whatever they come back with, unless it's what he wants to hear?
Right. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's remind you that we are working on a few things, but we have a few things solved. Mark, on that Jeep, Mitsubishi said, we'll fix it. When they said the warranty won't cover it because the warranty was written wrong, they're going to rewrite the warranty. And Skyline Mitsubishi, who sold the Jeep, said they're going to rewrite the warranty to make it right, plus do the repair free of charge, right?
Right, and we have an update on that Pella window if you want to go into that.
Okay, Pella windows, man, this is a weird one. Hold on, let me find the problem here, because it's a weird one.
It was
Pella,
Betty Moses was the caller.
Yeah, I'm going to just put down Pella. Pella was it? Okay, yeah, here it is. Betty. Okay, and we thought the problem was solved. Called company, and they said they're correcting all the problems. But hold on, and we'll come back to that and figure out what happened.
Do you usually switch ops in the middle of the show?
Yeah, we with the other guy and right about now.
Oh, they're just running multiple shows?
Yeah.
So is he gonna roll over into the show after this one?
Probably the show after this.
I thought everybody had their own off their shows.
I'm learning how they do the dirt around here. Used to do, and then we're gonna have one out all day, and then he's gonna do us on Thursdays all day. Thursday all day. Okay, so I want to log in. I'm logged in with YouTube. It went straight in. Mark, what's going on? This puppy went straight in. I need to figure out what's going on. Spam detection, blacklist words and phrases, text caps enabled, access emotes, links, text symbols, and repetitions.
What's the string cheese? No, I'm good, thank you. It's healthy, no carbs.
How many did you get?
Just, you want one?
Yeah, toss me one. I'll take it.
It's healthy.
I used to live off of string cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
No problem. The hotspot's opening. Peel. It's going to be penicillin by the time we get it over. Do you have to rip it before you peel it? Or should I just peel it?
No, you can catch it right at the top.
There you go. You got it right there. I just had it.
Right at the top.
There you go.
There you go. Mine half gone.
And I used to operate on people. Is that scary? You can't get the cheese out of there. You can get a baby out of a womb, but you can't get the cheese out of wherever.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to mess with that.
Come on!
I was about to go down a misogynist line that was wicked.
Just make sure that the mic is off.
Yeah. That's why I caught myself, because it wasn't.
How long did you practice before you retired?
Oh, 40-some years.
All OBGYN?
All OBGYN.
Just got tunnel vision or what?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has finally been working for my aches and pains. And
Can't take credit for it. It's actually Larry the Cable Guy.
So yeah.
I can't take credit. That was actually Larry the Cable Guy.
Balm I've used, I had a shoulder injury recently. I continued to use the balm on my shoulder. It really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had problems sleeping, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, we need to talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost.
Yeah, set up a meeting anytime after Tuesday, man. So Wednesday, and I'm ready to go, dude.
Okay. Hey, I'm trying to see where is Find My Phone. Oh, Find My Phone's off. I gotta turn that on. Shit. I always use that. But I don't see one where I can enable it for when my phone's off.
Well, you can't find your phone when it's off.
Supposedly Mark sent me something where it says you can.
Really? What does it do? Turn your phone back on?
Mark, I don't understand the post you sent me.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand that post you sent me.
I have fucking zero, and I mean zero.
You sent me a post saying you should enable this feature.
Oh, on Apple, man. It's badass.
But I don't see it on mine.
There's a link to it.
Where it turns the Apple phone back on?
No. I don't know how the fuck it works, but if someone steals your phone and turns it off so you can't track it, you can still see exactly where the fuck your phone is while it's off. So meaning it's not technically off, but it looks off.
Talk station, 630.
That's pretty cool.
If it only looks off.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Ryan. Ryan, what's going on with you? Oh, Deputy Doc, I didn't forget Pella, but Ryan says this is urgent, real, something with his kid. Go ahead. Ryan.
Hey Tom, so I'll just start off saying I'm furious with Concentra in Canyon City, as well as Concentra in Pueblo. Urgent care.
Okay. What about it?
My daughter's been having this little cold. Wasn't a big deal. She's coughing last night. Couldn't sleep at all last night. This morning she's got pain. My wife calls me while I'm at work, and she's crying over the phone.
How old is your daughter?
She's 4.
Okay, she's 4 years old. And why was your wife crying?
Well, she stays at home with the kids. We got a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old, and she's called the Concentra in Canyon City, and this isn't my first issue with Concentra in Canyon City. They said they cannot see her because they're understaffed. This was 8 o'clock in the morning, first thing in the morning.
This is Concentra. It's called urgent care.
Yes, sir.
And this is in Pueblo?
In Canyon City.
Canyon City, okay. And they couldn't see her.
They said, we're understaffed. We cannot see her. We called the one in Pueblo. We don't want to see her because we want her to see her primary care physician. I'm like, well, we don't really have, we just moved. We don't really have a primary care physician. And, Canyon City is 15 minutes. Pueblo is a half hour. The next closest one will be 45 minutes away in the Springs.
I don't know if urgent care has the same rules like as an emergency room would, where they're required to see. You know what I'm saying?
Was the Pueblo also Concentra?
Yes.
And they said, no, go to your primary care.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what?
Well, then my wife calls me. She's like, I don't know what to do. I've called all these people all morning, and my daughter's in pain, and I'm like, now I got to start making calls. But it's like, how the hell are you going to run
an urgent care facility.
I don't know. I think I would be pissed off too. I mean, it's an urgent care facility. Yes.
I'm wondering if they're picking and choosing who they take in, just depending on the seriousness of the illness. I'm not defending it, Tom. I'd be pissed.
What were the symptoms of your little girl?
Well, I mean, she's 4. It's not like she really knows what's going on. But, she was hurting in her back, hurting in her chest. She's been coughing all night, hardly slept. We did finally get her in, but we had to drive, almost an hour.
And where'd you get her in?
It was there's a Concentra in Colorado Springs by the Broadmoor.
Now, why did
they got her right in?
Okay, so why did they take you there? I mean, it's all the same company, so why would Concentra in Pueblo say, go to your primary care, where Concentra in Colorado Springs said, bring her right in?
Staffing issue.
Because the one in Canyon City sucks. That's why. And Concentra in Canyon City is awful, and I wrote
what about the one? What about the one in Pueblo?
I don't know the story behind that. I'd never been there before. But the one in Canyon City, this isn't my first problem with them. It's just constant. They just suck.
Don't use them.
Understaffed, and they couldn't take her. That's weird. And you called 8 in the morning?
Well, there's a previous issue I had with them. I had to go in and drug test with them 3 times because they didn't do the paperwork right. They filed it wrong. I'm a DOT. I carry a CDL. I had to go in 3 times to take a drug test there because they couldn't do their paperwork right. They didn't have the right person there. They filed it wrong. Didn't send it to so and so. I mean, they just suck.
Tell me about Colorado Springs. Was that good?
Yeah, my wife got in. They handled them well. It was great.
Good.
It's just
good.
Corporate needs to step in and do something because it's unacceptable.
Have you contacted corporate?
I sent them an email today, kind of telling them that hey, something needs to be done.
Okay, and you have an email that you. Where'd you find the email? On their website?
Yeah, I scrolled all the way down to contact and all that.
Listen. Deputy Doc knows how to talk to these people. He's not going to talk about your case because of HIPAA, but I imagine he could put in a general call and ask why Pueblo would say, go to your primary care, and Colorado Springs said, yeah, bring her right in. I mean, there should be some kind of consistency, for goodness sakes. And then Canyon City said, we're short-staffed. I mean, I would like to hear what they have to say.
They need some new management down there, man.
Okay, we're going to call them and find out what the there's no problem to solve. I just like to ask them what's going on in those 3 different clinics where they have 3 different answers. One is we can't take you, we're short-staffed. The other one is go to your primary care, and the other one is okay, come on in. All with the same girl, same symptoms. I'd be pissed off, too. I mean, our healthcare system is weird right now.
The other thing, though, Tom, is if you go there in person, don't call, I don't think they can turn you away.
Oh, that might be so. That might be so.
I mean, if you call an ER and you say...
Well, ER is different than urgent.
But I'm just saying, if you call an ER and say, how long is the wait, and they say it's 3 hours, and you don't show up, it's one thing. If you go there, they can't turn you away once you're in the door.
Okay. But an urgent care might be different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm sure it's different.
Find out if it
I don't
is,
think
Doc.
they can turn you away, but I'll find out.
Can you find out for us?
Well,
that would be
the urgent cares that are also emergency rooms, I would agree with you, but I don't know about a straight-up urgent care.
All right, I'll see if I can find out.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
I'm sure the whole deal was they were thinking lack of payment, don't you?
No.
Do you think that, Mark?
Well, what do you think?
Well, hold on.
They had no insurance.
Hold on, Ryan. Did they ask about insurance?
No, they didn't ask anything. They just said, don't bother coming in.
They didn't ask.
Oh, well, who knows then?
All right. Hold on, and we'll see what we can find out from corporate. All right. So, Jeff, Vic, Kimmer Transmission, everyone's talking about supply chain. I mean, every industry is talking about supply chain. Okay, so what can we expect in the auto industry for repairs? What if somebody needs a part? Is it possible they're going to be without wheels?
Yes, very possible. I've got a vehicle at my shop right now. We have been on hold for a part since June. Haven't been able to put the car back together. There's not one in the nation. There's not one in Canada.
What is the part?
In Mexico. It's actually an internal solenoid for the transmission, but it is not available.
Now, is this for an older transmission?
It's a 2011.
Do they make them?
Yes, they do. But currently there are none available. 144,000.
So the world is finally coming to realize that when you shut down the world for a year and slow things down, there are consequences.
Yeah, we're buying stuff from all around the country. Shops are trading among shops. I just ordered some stuff out of Canada for a job I know I've got coming in next week.
So this person cannot use their car. Are they mad at you?
No, it's a third car for him, so this one worked out pretty well. He's actually in a pretty good position.
But imagine people that can't afford 3 cars. Imagine people who have a car and that's it.
A lot of the dealerships are inside this position. They got vehicles coming in for warranty work they can't get done. So they've got cars lined up outside. They can't put the customer back in the car.
I want to know if anyone is being affected by supply chain. Could you let us know? 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255.
My house that's being built is supposed to be ready in January.
All my in-house. I'll be leaving
That's
it
supply
top.
chain.
Okay.
Well, over where we've got our cabin, there's a whole community
for
over
that,
there.
of course.
Development.
Who would you call when it rains?
I talked to one
Listen to
guy.
what I'm saying. When it rains really hard, like thunderstorm, you're getting water in around the front door. If the wind's blowing that way, they can't figure it out unless it's raining in the front door of their house. The front door of their house. So who the fuck would you call to figure out how to fix it?
Okay. $10,000 premium per truck.
K&H. That's who we call.
So an extra $6,000.
But they put the door in. So
K&H ain't gonna go out there and just look at it.
Everybody's affected.
yeah, who is it?
Who would fix
part
it?
of
Just
that's
a listener.
impacted
I have no
also
idea.
is
Well, we called them. Who installed the doors in their old house?
It's a condo they were.
Actually,
It's a condominium.
And they need a good, smart, handy man on this to go.
That's what I was thinking.
Project.
It's
The
the weather
project.
strip
So
of some
highway
kind.
shut down.
I would
18
believe
hours
so
a day
too.
during the
I
week.
doubt the door's
So
fucking.
so once they get a truck
Yeah,
up there,
fucked
well,
up.
that truck is stranded.
Mile High Estate Planning is now Blake Harris Law. Blake Harris Law will help you plan free of charge. Just ask him any question you want. When you decide what you need for your estate, whether it be a simple will, maybe a trust, maybe you need a trust title for your car where your car automatically passes in death to someone else, or your house that's a beneficiary's deed, or a payable on death certificate for your bank accounts. You know, you can do all that without probate, or you might be facing probate. Whatever the issue, Blake Harris Law is our expert. Call him free of charge to ask questions, and he only charges flat rates for what he actually does for you. I can't think of anyone who knows more than Blake Harris at BlakeHarrisLaw.com. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE.
In 2011, 3 siblings went on an 8-day, 15-state AK-47 wielding crime spree. Introduced.
Proud of who?
Blake Harris, because I need to.
I don't. Okay.
That's DOUGHERTY on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free. DuckDuckGo. The cold is coming. Handle it now with a first check.
Hey, you don't have anything you need to put marine or antifreeze in anymore, do you?
What's that?
You don't have anything you need to winterize marine antifreeze anymore, do you?
No.
It's going to be next to impossible to find.
What, antifreeze?
Marine antifreeze.
Can't you use regular antifreeze?
Well, no, because there's a lot of things you're putting inside systems that you're going to be draining out into the water system.
Fuck, who would know?
Yeah.
How about alcohol? How about alcohol? Just pure alcohol.
Well, that's eventually going to evaporate.
Not in water, will it?
Yeah.
In a closed system?
Well, if you're winterizing a cabin, okay?
Oh.
So something along those lines. You know, and then you're opening that antifreeze up into your septic system. But it's next to impossible to find. The next best thing you can do is like windshield wipers. Maybe have a little bit extra vinegar.
My laptop's too far away.
Not for boats of cars.
In the
That's
fucking
for
bus.
boats. It's not
In the
for
back
like a regular
of the bus,
coolant.
like
It's
literally
literally
in the
an
back
answer
of the
for
bus.
next systems.
Yeah.
So i.e. like, when you winterize a cabin, you pour down your drains, stuff like that. Or in the case of a lot of people with motorhomes.
Okay. Oh, so you're not talking about just regular automobiles?
No, this is to protect water systems.
Oh, okay.
Will Wink and Wink go down to like Teller County or no? Who was a lady we had down there? She was pretty good, but she was weird. Was it Janine Groffalafla
Grillarowski was real estate.
She was real estate.
Michelle Grillarowski.
Yeah. .com, remember? And Michelle was spelled.
It was
Michelle was spelled weird.
No, it was Michelle Grillarowski.
.com.
Grillarowski.com, and I said, listen, you got to get another website. And she got, and her fucking ad man on the phone says, no.
Who was 85 years old?
You need, she has to use her name.
Her name's been in the paper for 10 years down here.
Yeah, I said, okay.
Who the fuck did we have down there for BK? We got to get a BK attorney down there. You know what? I'm gonna ask Neil if there's one on down there. You follow? I'll put Joanne in it too.
Dedicated service reps will deliver what you need to help your business run smoothly. From essential cleaning products to hygienically cleaned apparel, fire protection services to first aid and safety supplies. That service you can't get from a box. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
Here's a good question, Tom. Why is it that a lot of people who won't take the vaccine, even though it's government approved, will take Invectin, even though it's not approved?
I know. Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird?
You know why? It's almost like, I swear to God, there's a certain faction of people that see conspiracy in everywhere. I swear to God there is. And there's a mentality, I don't even understand it, because they're not consistent either with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that they won't take the vaccine, but they will take Invectin, which is totally not even black label.
Take what?
Invectin.
What's that?
That's that drug they were using to give to animals.
The horse drug or whatever.
Or they take the other one. What's the malaria drug?
But isn't it actually used to treat something?
No, for horses. What's the other one?
I know. Hydrochloroquine.
Hydrochloroquine. No.
Yes.
Hydrochloroquine.
Yeah.
And then what's
That's
ivermectin? And then ivermectin. Now, ivermectin is used for something. I mean, but you're right. There's no reason.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Bennett, what's happening in your life? Get your calls in, 303-713-8255. We have Jeff Fick with us from Kimmer Transmission. We have Deputy Doc here. We have all Talib here. We have everyone here ready to serve you. Mark's here. And what you have to do is think about the supply chain. I want to know if you're being affected. And if you have a problem, calls. It's not just about cars today. Now, what's going on, Bennett?
Tom, I want your opinion.
Yeah.
My son is retiring after 27 years as a deputy sheriff. They want him to come into the school to be a security officer, but not allowed to carry a weapon. So what good is that to hire someone like that?
Does he have access to a weapon? Will it be in a locker somewhere?
No, he's not allowed to even do that.
Will he be able to yell at him? Stop! No, I don't even know. Honest to God, I have no idea what he's supposed to do. Maybe just a symbol of authority. They don't want any weapons.
None whatsoever.
Holy crap. I've never heard of such a thing.
And I'm saying, what's he supposed to do? Throw an eraser at him or what?
No, honest to God, Bennett, I've never heard of such a thing. Do you mind mentioning the school district?
It's actually it's in Highlands Ranch. I can't tell you what.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Denver doesn't have any safety officers. They pulled him out.
Which to me doesn't make sense neither.
You know, I don't know if when I went to school, we never had police at the school, okay? So,
Right.
I mean, I never grew up with police at the school. So, really, it's kind of weird saying we should have police in the school. I think police should be available to the school.
We had cops in our schools all the time, man, in New Jersey.
No. But like when you say there, like assigned to the school.
Yeah, and undercover narcs everywhere as well.
Yeah.
There was drug bust constantly.
I think police should be in close proximity and available when needed. I don't know if they have to be walking around the damn halls. I don't know. What do you think? Come on, you're dying to say something, Big Mouth. Go ahead.
I think it's a great idea. I know.
Go ahead, Talib. You're dying to say something.
I
What?
like what you just said.
They should be available.
I think they should be available. I don't think they should be walking around campus.
They don't have to walk
I
around.
don't think they should be walking around with guns, but I think they should have an adult there that's over kind of that area.
There's nothing wrong with having security officers.
I think they should have specially trained people, okay, for schools.
Yeah, that's
okay?
right. Not regular police.
I am a school safety officer. My job is to de-escalate.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to intervene when I need to, but my job is not to beat nobody down, handcuff them, or push them into a school to prison pipeline.
If somebody is committing a crime and they need to be arrested,
they need to be dealt with.
Then we call the person.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if somebody does need to be arrested, we call the police.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think we can all agree.
I get you now. Let's talk to Kendall. Kendall, what's going on with you, Kendall?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
Well, not so great. I wanted to go by a different name, but I guess it's too late for that.
I don't know. Kendall is a little unusual. But anyway, what's going on?
I need help. I need to find someone who can help me. I had a very, very bad siding job done.
Who did it?
When I met, I don't want to say because I need help. I need an attorney. I've got several things going on. Breach of contract.
You don't think we might be able to help you? Is it too big?
I think it is pretty big, yeah.
Well, okay. Is it a siding company? Here's what I want to know. This is my main concern. I want to know if they're on my referral list because then I want to deal with them too. If they're not on my referral list, I don't care if you mention them or not.
I don't know if they are or not.
Oh. Okay. All right.
How would I check?
Well, referrallist.com.
Just tell us what the name is.
Or you can just tell us what the name is, Kendall. I mean, there's no harm in telling us the name.
Well, here's the thing. I need help. I need an attorney that can go after them. I know there is a...
It'll almost never... Let me just tell you this. It almost never pays to get an attorney for construction defects and breach of contract. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I want you to hire an attorney if you need one, but it almost never pays. It's so extraordinarily expensive, depending on how much of a fight they're going to put up. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to be coy here. What is the problem? Let's go there. What's wrong with the siding?
Okay. So, first of all, there's supposed to be drip edge on all the eaves and rakes as per the manufacturer, federal, and county.
Okay, so no drip edge. What else? Keep going like that. That's what I want to know. No drip edge. What else?
The colors are completely wrong.
Now, wrong from what? The sample? Wrong from what?
The rendering that was done at the time of the contract, they're absolutely wrong colors. And the thing
why didn't you stop them? Wait, why didn't you stop them before they finished?
I did. I tried to stop them as soon as they started to put it up, and they told me it was the colors that I ordered. And every day I said, this doesn't look right, this doesn't look right. They kept going. They threatened to take
crap. Okay, so I have no drip edge. I have the color is wrong. What else?
They did shortcuts where they were supposed to use full pieces of trim. They tried ripping the trim where they're supposed to be 1-inch trim. They put 1/4-inch board. They failed to put trim back on the house.
All right, no drip. Low on money. No drip edge. The color is wrong. Shortcuts with trim. What else?
They damaged both roofs, the asphalt roof and the metal roof, very badly, of which I had brought to their attention, but they waited to
What else?
clean.
I mean, you got some good cases here. What else?
Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just shaking here.
Hey, those are big enough. Kendall, how much is it going to cost? I mean, you don't even want the siding, do you?
Well, I do because I needed it. It was a very expensive
I understand, but you'd rather, but you don't want the color. How much was the contract for?
The contract was for $55,000. I paid $30,000, and I got estimates for everything to get fixed, and it's over $60,000 to get it fixed.
Oh my
And
God!
that's-
No, this is a mess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is the way to do it. Hold on. Hold on.
Is it in the spring?
You're gonna have to take her. Do you want me to leave the Word doc up?
Yeah.
Okay, get signed.
Oh.
I gotta go to a dentist. Hey, I also have this.
Just talking to you is like being in.
Pardon me. Tommy, this was my fault.
I recommend you. I have a cold. Okay, I don't have COVID. I have a cold, but
Well, then take that.
Okay.
Who's your dentist,
think-
Tom? Who's your dentist?
I'm going for a special thing. This is a stupid thing. I have one perfect gums, no gum disease, but they want me to consult for receding gums so they don't get before they get too bad, like an old guy. So
Okay,
because they have like the pinhole they can do and all that.
Yeah, who is it? Is that that lady that advertises? You have to let me know how it works.
Okay, I went to her.
Is it next
if
door or
you don't
someone
tab
else?
out of the square, it doesn't edit what you have. You know, like.
Yes.
Okay, so you called her Kendall, right? She didn't want to go by her real name, but I did. I put Vivian, but I didn't tab out. Do I need to owe her an apology or anything?
No, I
or,
told her it's okay.
Like,
Nobody will
should I call the FCC on me or something?
No, there's no right to privacy when you call radio station.
I'll bail you
Okay.
out, Suzanne.
Woo!
If Mark won't come against you, I'll come
Mark.
against you.
Hey, maybe just leave me there. I'll get a little break.
No, wait.
Get a nap.
Wait.
Oh dear.
This one's mine.
You better be careful.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Hey, Tom, so that laser thing really
Okay,
works?
this one's mine, huh?
That laser gum thing really works?
Well, I don't know. No, it's the pinhole surgery.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't need the laser. The laser is for.
Getting the pinhole?
I don't know.
I looked
don't know
into that. I
Yes,
had gum surgery. Did
I
you
don't
know that?
See, I have big teeth, or
Yeah.
I don't know if they're receding. You can't see the roots, but my dentist, her,
I had-
she's proactive, and she
Kelly,
says,
right?
Kelly
before,
did do mine.
she says you don't want to be an old man with showing. Then get it done. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
She says stay ahead of it, and the pinhole will work.
I had the grafting done. There's a lot of up and down about the pinholing. Like some people say it's great, others regret
Why
spending the money on it.
Really?
So I did the grafting,
Now,
but
hold
that's painful because they
It's
take the
really-
tissue
yeah.
from the
Now,
root of your
why-
mouth, and
why
I had
would
it
you
done
need
twice
it at such
because
a
I
young
had
age?
receding gums really bad. My parents did not make me brush my teeth.
Oh, okay.
I had to teach myself that, Tom.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
unfortunately.
You were from what my mother would say, Tobacco Road. You never had that
Kinda.
expression growing up?
Yeah.
You never heard
They
that?
didn't smoke, though.
You
Are
never
you saying
heard
this Suzanne is white?
They didn't smoke.
That's what they
you
used
white?
to You heard that expression?
I was going to use that, but I learned recently that that's an offensive term.
Tobacco Road,
Yeah,
baby.
it doesn't offend me.
Everything is
but-
an offensive term.
Yeah, everything is. You're right. You used white trash. Remember we talked about that.
That white trash is racist.
Yeah, that's why I don't use that word term
Well,
anymore. I don't call myself white
Because
trash.
most
Old white
people,
trash.
because most people say this. That neighborhood filled with blacks and white trash, and I'm thinking, what the fuck did you just say? You know what I'm saying? They're equating trash with black people and white people, but they're calling them, they're different. They're not just whites, they're white trash because they're there with black.
Well, they're
that
rednecks.
expression killed a
What
fucking
about
guy.
rednecks?
I hate it.
Is that offensive also?
No, but people say shit without even thinking
How about
about
trailer
it.
park trash?
These are things that are built into our
How
language.
about trailer
I know, I
park?
don't like it.
No, there's no black,
And
there's
that's
no white.
probably
it's
what I
just
was.
trailer
I
park.
was trailer
Don't
park
like it.
trash.
Trailer park
That's
trash,
probably more my flair.
How
Well,
about
back
when you
then,
say
not
keep
now.
people down?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
definitely
all of those
racist.
things.
Well, that is wrong.
What
That's
is it?
evident.
And go Dutch?
What was
Now
that
that's
you said?
bullshit
What
that
was
you
the
You don't
use.
think that's wrong?
I think that's
all of those
fucking wrong.
colloquialisms used to be nicely appreciated ways of understanding.
No, chewing
But now
somebody
that
down.
but
Chewing
now that
somebody
we've
down.
become
Woke.
now
That was
Tell
never
us you're wrong.
we've
Chewing
been
somebody down is never
politically
okay.
correct. PC has screwed everything.
Wait, Tally,
And when you
chewing
get a sec,
somebody
put this
down
five
was
subs, please.
never correct.
I believe it wasn't.
That was never.
I didn't say they were.
Shit, he
correct.
said he had
I
a
said
cold.
they
I'm
were
afraid he
politely
was
accepted ways of
No, that was never accepted
by who?
by everybody.
What? Chew them
To
down?
chew somebody
No,
down.
never.
Never been down.
That's as bad as the N-word.
Okay.
Even growing up in Jersey.
Right.
they didn't.
Okay.
Now I'll say this: Guido was no good. You didn't call Italians Guido. That was pretty negative. Look at that fucking guy all Guidoed out.
Oh, listen, when,
His silk pants.
when you had a minute, I was going to talk about that color window deal. So after you talk to Vivian, let me know. We'll talk about that.
I wonder if they're going to get anything passed. I don't think so.
Oh, good. I
Who's
hope they
going
don't.
to? Is the far left going to cave? I don't think the moderates. Here's the funny part. Only these fucking crazy bastards, only these crazy fucking liberals think 1.5 trillion is some kind of like knock in the head.
And you've got that far left that is so angry right now. One of the worst things that could have happened to Biden is they got control of all three.
Right.
Because he no longer had that firewall to keep people like AOC, where you can say there's no way I get that passed. Well, no, we have control over all three positions right now, so we can do it. So you're actually stonewalling me on purpose.
What the hell's going to happen in 2024?
When did you ever think that Pelosi would be moderate for the freaking party?
Sure, I know. That's what I mean. They want 3.5, and they're trying to say who's the one guy? Munchin is saying, well, my line's 1.5. 1.5 trillion is their compromise? That's like, give me $1 billion. Okay, I'll take 500 million. What the fuck are you talking about? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
it's so much money. It's just fucking crazy.
But saving $2.5 trillion is a big deal.
They want to spend. What's our deficit?
You're not saving anything that you spend.
No, there's no. I know. Now he sounds like Suzanne.
I have a coupon. I saved 60 cents. No, you didn't. You spent $1.40.
It was buy one get one free.
But they're going to have a spending bill anyway.
That's quite misogynist, gentlemen. You guys are talking about women shopping.
Wait, your wife
I don't
shared with us. She listen to this. She'll go to these places and hang out for hours shopping. Hours. I have never shopped for fucking more than 15 minutes.
Nope.
Hours. Can you imagine hanging out at a Macy's for hours?
That's the whole thing is women shop.
Right.
I know what I'm going to get.
Always.
I go there,
Always.
I get it, and I leave.
Always.
So
I need a shirt.
Go get a
we
shirt.
need to go to the mall for what? So I'll know when I see it. Well, there goes the goddamn
the mall. If you get trapped into going to the mall,
That's why God invented golf. So you can sit you want to the
Suzanne's
mall.
never been like that.
You go to the golf course.
Google Colorado house cleaning.
Yeah, that's
Smarty,
insane.
he has a pedicure at 120.
Who?
Smarty Marty. Can't say he's ever had a pedicure.
Doc, did you help a lady named Rita with house cleaning?
Yeah, why?
Who did you get to help her?
Oh no, Rita. No.
I have no idea what this guy's talking about.
What does it say?
It said here. He wants a house cleaner. He says, do you or any of your deputies remember helping Rita sometime last week?
No.
I don't remember it.
No.
Is that the lady getting evicted?
What?
Is that the lady getting evicted?
No.
All right, welcome. It's Friday, and you have reached the only show of its kind. We're here to help you. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, make your life just a little bit better. In fact, in the last 40 years, over $300 million, $300 million. Now, that's not even close to the $3.5 trillion that Biden wants, but it is $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services done exclusively to this show. So if you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, we want to hear from you. 303-713-8255 or 303-MARTINO. You can also email us at help@troubleshooter.com. Now, we were talking to somebody last hour, and I'm going to bring her back up. Please bear with me. I had to move over to a different seat. Her name is Vivian. Vivian's got an issue with a contractor. Vivian, I wanted to ask you something. Is the contractor in Colorado Springs? I don't know why I'm thinking that.
No, they're out of northern Colorado, and there were 3 more things that I was going to list.
Well, hold on a second. We're going to go through those. Where in northern Colorado? You all the way to Fort Collins, or where?
Yes, they're out of Greeley.
Okay, cool. So we know, I'm trying to think of someone we can send up to look at the situation you have. So the siding is messed up. Did you send us any pictures?
No, I've got plenty of documentation as well as video and audio, photographs, you name it.
Yeah, but do you have any regular pictures you can send us?
Yes, yes.
Oh, excellent. So when I put you on hold, when we get to that point, I want you to get an email from Suzanne and email us everything you got, whether you Dropbox it or just direct email it. I don't care. But let's figure that out so we can look at it. But number one was the siding. What was another issue besides the siding?
It was that the colors were wrong. The product that they used was not the 1-inch trim. They cheated and used 1/4-inch ripped soft.
Could they go back and do the trim properly, though? Are you saying the entire thing needs to be torn off and restarted, all the siding?
Basically, because it's a 30-year warranty product, and since they used the wrong color, if they paint it, it voids the warranty. The other things I was going to tell you, besides the shortcuts, besides the drip edge, besides the wrong color, besides using the wrong trim boards, taking shortcuts, they had claimed that they were a certified crew, and I found out from the manufacturer that is no such thing, and that's another biggie.
Well, what do you mean that there's no such thing? There's no such thing as a certified crew?
They claimed that they were certified by the manufacturer to install the siding, of which I found out was not true. That there's no such thing.
Well, here's what I'm asking. Does the manufacturer actually do training and certify different companies to do it?
No.
Okay, then I don't even understand what does that even matter? I mean, if there's no such thing, who cares? You just don't like the fact they told you that?
Well, because a certain product, it said it required a certified crew to put it on. So I believe them and, got hoodwinked on that too.
Who is the manufacturer?
Hardy. James Hardy.
Oh, Hardy Board.
Yeah.
You know what, Suzanne? I want to get K&H up, would you?
Sure, but that is confusing. She's saying that they need to have a certified person to install it, but the manufacturer says they don't have certified folks.
I just skipped over it because it made zero sense. Honestly, that's why I won. It's one of the things I want to ask K&H. What Suzanne's saying, Vivian, is you said there's no such thing as a certified installer, but then you turned around and said they're not certified installers.
Correct. I was told
Correct.
that they were certified installers of the product.
Yes.
Only to find out that there was no such certification.
Okay, Vivian, hold on. Now I'm stuck in this one, okay? Listen, is there such thing as a certified Hardy Board siding installer?
Apparently no.
Okay. Then if there isn't, what's the difference if this company that did yours was or wasn't a certified Hardy Board installer?
Because they advertise that.
Okay, so you're just, maybe they certified themselves or something. I get you. But if there's no such thing as one, all I'm saying is that means nothing to anybody. You follow what I'm saying?
Well, I guess it does because there's a best practice guide, and I assume they were going to follow all of the best practice and put the siding on correctly and do everything as per their installation guide that's on their website, which they did not.
All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to get one of our experts on, and we want to get him out there and see what needs to be done. But I've got a few questions because a lot of calls I take like this, when there's a lot of money outstanding, and if I recall, you still owe them around $20K, right?
Correct. Happy to pay it if the job is correct.
I understand. Are they trying? Okay, well, they're probably in a catch-22 when I call, because here's what I'm saying on this. If I call them up, or they're going to tell me, well, we're not going to go out and fix the few issues that are left because she still owes us $20,000. Now, I'm not asking you if that's what you think. I'm saying when I have Deputy Doc call over there, is that what they're going to say? Or are they going to say, hey, we already took her to collections. We're threatening a lien at this point.
No, they're going to say that they haven't bothered to resolve any of the issues that are wrong here, but that they want the money, claiming that the job is finished, and the job clearly isn't finished.
All right, so it was the first thing I said. When we call up, and once again, this has nothing to do with the reality of the situation, but where they're going to be coming from is, hey, they still owe us $20,000. She wants these items fixed. We're willing to fix them, but she hasn't paid for the job yet.
They're not willing to fix them.
Okay. Let's do this. Deputy Doc, I want you to call over there. Hold on a second, Vivian. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Ted Rowland with K&H Home Solutions. How are you today, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to ask you a couple things. One, Hardy Board. Do they actually make people go through training? Is there such thing as any kind of certified installer for Hardy Board that you know of?
You know, they have people that will go out there and review jobs. As far as a specific training program, we've never seen one.
Okay. So pretty much, long as you install it per the manufacturer's suggested way of installing it or specifications or whatever, there should be no issue, right?
Yeah, it's not that difficult. But
yeah. In other words, if I went out and installed it, if I did it properly, the warranty would still hold up.
Yes.
Okay. Now, second thing. She is saying some of the trim, and once again, folks, Ted Rowland with K&H Solutions has nothing to do with this. In fact, Vivian, who was, hold on a second, let me lock you in, Ted. Hey, Vivian, I just did that. Suzanne, I just killed 2 lines trying to put them together. Please get them both out. Vivian.
I'm still here.
Oh, excellent. Just get Ted Rowland back up, and Smarty Marty, I'm sorry about that, call back in. We'll have them back up. But, Vivian, here's what I was going to ask. What is the company you're dealing with? Who is it?
I don't want to say because I need an attorney and I don't want any problems. And by the way, it was installed per manufacturer's instructions, and that's why it won't even be warrantable.
Yeah, but why do you say it wasn't? I mean, who told you that?
Because
what expert?
I had 2 specialists come out and look at it and tell me all the things that were wrong and said that it couldn't be warranted. And when I asked Hardy to send somebody out to audit, they said they didn't have anybody in Colorado that could do that.
So then how do you know? So who told you it was installed improperly, and what did they say was installed improperly?
2 different siding companies, and it starts with the kick-out board that's supposed to be the beginning, and bear with me here, I'm not a siding person.
Yeah, I got one listening, though, so go ahead.
Board that belongs around the whole bottom, and it starts the siding, and it kicks the water out.
Yeah.
So the board is supposed to go on and keep the siding away from the house. When the water runs down, it kicks it away. So they had 4 different crews, 2 guys on each side of my house, blasting through it, and the sides don't all look the same, and 2 of the sides are missing the very first kick-out board, and the siding is flat against the house.
Ted, does that make sense to you? I can't picture that.
Well, there's what they call a starter strip that should go around the house, but you know the starting of the house isn't always the same place on each side of the house on every elevation, so it may not look exactly the same.
So who knows? Ted, is there any way? Here's where I'm at with this. Is there any way you can go out there and look at it? Here's the issue, though. When we call this company, I'm going to have Deputy Doc call off air. Vivian, I assume you want us to call, right?
Well, I wanted to find out what my options are and who I could get to help me, because I've tried to work with these people and it's just not getting
pardon me, Mark, is it true that if you paint Hardy siding, it voids the warranty?
Say that again?
If you do what?
Paint the siding?
If you paint the siding, it's no longer a 30-year warranty on the siding because you've applied a product on the top of it now, and apparently it voids the warranty.
It depends on if it's a Color Plus siding or if it's a Prime siding. Prime siding has to be painted.
The 30-year Color Plus.
Okay, well then they shouldn't be painting over it, or Hardy can come back and say that it voided the warranty.
Well, her other issue, though, Ted, is that the company put the wrong color on. Let's just start right there. I mean, I'm not sure how they did her whole house in the wrong color, and they didn't notice, but she's saying the entire color's wrong.
Because, listen, this is exactly what happened.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on, both of you. Let me put you both on hold. I got to take this break. We'll come back to you. Let's try to get through this thing. Vivian, during break, I want you to give Suzanne the company info. I want to have Deputy Doc call over there and figure out where they're coming from. You're asking for advice, but until I know what they think, I have no idea what to tell you.
Sounds like she just wants a referral for an attorney.
No, here's the problem. I'm telling you, the problem is she owes $20,000.
Right,
they don't want to come out and fucking do the last little thing because they haven't been paid.
Right. But you just want to hear that.
And here's the big thing. If they truly did put the wrong color up, I mean, how the fuck is that possible?
By bringing the wrong color out.
It's crazy.
Especially if they're colorblind like Tom.
I was just going to let it lay there, but...
No, I had to kick it.
I mean, no, seriously.
It's like when I was with my son, Teal, he pops off around, listen, Teal, I said, what you missed that? He's like, easy, I just aimed where the bird was.
You were the bird was. I like it.
Okay, I guess I'll just let that sit there.
I aimed where the bird was.
brink of collapse. Biden, White House slams GOP before Biden heads to Capitol Hill as progressives threaten to kill agenda. It's in peril.
It sure is. That shit's crazy. I'm not paying for mileage.
Pelosi gets played by progressives refusing to budge on mega spending bill. So in other words, the progressives are saying 3.5 or we're not voting.
Good.
That means it won't go through. They're like, three ain't enough. 3.5 or we're not voting on the 3.5 and we're voting no on the infrastructure bill.
Talk about monkeys stopping shows.
That's it though for this. That's it for this. If this guy can't get this guy's done nothing if he can't get this done. Nothing.
Okay, Mark.
Yes.
She says, she won't give me the name and number. She's like, I just want to explain the story to you. I said, well, listen. I said, you can explain it to me, but I don't know that I'm going to understand it. Go ahead. She explains it to me. I said, with all due respect, ma'am, I have no idea what you're talking about. Let me have Deputy Ken just call them and let's get working on your problem. She's in full-on tears now, and I just put her on hold. I just...
She'll just want us to call
Just tell her we'll come back to her. It's cool.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to think of the best one we had. We had one. Okay, listen to this. Had a problem with the roofer. So 20 minutes we're talking to this woman. This is wrong with the roof. That's wrong with the roof. Everything's wrong with the roof. Tom and I are both worked up. Oh my God, worst roofer in the world. Blah, 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 blah. Find out the job was done 2 years before and she never fucking paid him 5 cents. So they did the work. They never got paid a fucking nickel and she's calling up complaining about the job. But we find that out, 20 minutes after
into the
fucking call, which completely changes the entire outlook of the call.
Yeah.
Okay, you want them to come out and fix something that you haven't paid for 2 years, and now that they put a lien on your house, you have a fucking problem. She actually had good news, or we had good news for her. The lien, there's no way they could have validated it. They did put a lien on there, but they quit. They hadn't worked there for 1.5 years, so there's nothing she could do. Or nothing they could do. I think it's going to blow up, Jeff. I don't think they get it. We're not going to compromise on $3.5 trillion.
I'm sure they're not going to.
It's like fake fucking money, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're not going to get it because it's all crazy.
Am I crazy, or is that along with they call it the real infrastructure bill, but that's got so much bullshit in it too. Who gives a shit? But $5 trillion, isn't our deficit around $20 trillion?
Yes. I think we're higher than that. I think we're somewhere around 23, 24.
Okay, but somewhere between 20 and 25% of what we already owe, they want to add to it. That's just fucking amazing.
Sounds like a credit card.
It took 200 years. It took roughly over 200 years to get to a $23 trillion deficit. And they want to add 20 to 25% on it over fucking night.
Well, look, during the Clinton administration, didn't we have a balanced budget with no deficit?
Maybe for a year. We did. At one point, we did, yes. But it was very quick.
Okay, but the point is, so forget about from 1700.
Yeah.
From 1999 until now, it's gone to $23 trillion.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, George Bush and Trump, both Republicans, probably added more than any of them.
They spend like crazy.
Definitely not a fiscal.
Remember Mr. Bush? We're going to pay for that with oil. We didn't fucking take shit. Why we didn't turn that place into a Texaco, I don't fucking know.
You mean Kuwait or Iraq?
Iraq. That should have been our shit, man. In fact, that's what we were told.
They had no plan for the occupation.
All right, 303-713-8255. We're going to hop right back to Vivian. Vivian, Suzanne said you're upset. What is going on here? If we can't call the company, I'm not quite sure what to say.
Because I'm trying to explain to you from the very beginning how I was deceived in that I had a meeting with a rendering and gave them money, and then they turned around and said, it was going to take 3 months before they could get my product in and do my house, and instead they called 4 days later and started putting colors on my house that weren't mine, and then wouldn't let me stop the job from continuing. And so I've been hoodwinked from the very beginning.
Vivian, let's just hold on. I need to get real here in order to help you. Something you just said I don't understand. You said they started putting up the colors that were wrong. You said to stop, and you couldn't stop them. What do you mean you couldn't stop them? Get the hell off my property.
Take me to court. What?
I'm saying I don't understand how you couldn't stop them. You tell them to get off your property.
I told them. I emailed them. I called them 6 times. I asked them to stop. I said it was wrong colors. They said, no, these are the colors you ordered. I said, no, they're not.
I would say if most people, and guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. Suzanne, feel free to jump in. But if I'm sitting there and they're putting up the wrong colors, I go, hey, Jack, or Jose, or Antonio, or Jessica, whoever the hell is putting up the siding, stop touching my house and get the hell off my property till you get the right stuff.
I bet there's going to be another side to this.
I'm not emailed. That's where I'm going with this.
Oh, I have proof. I have the emails. I have the
Well, the fact that you won't give us the company name and number.
Vivian, how would you... Listen, I'm going to shut up and I'll answer whatever question you want. I'm going to say this, though. I believe every word you're saying. They hoodwinked you. They did this. They did that. They did everything. Okay, let's just say that. So now what would you like us to do? How can we help you?
I needed to find somebody who would help me take them to court.
Mark Cranack, we have a list of attorneys on the referral list that'll do it. There's going to be nobody that's going to do it without getting paid hourly on it, though. You're not going to find anybody to represent you thinking they're going to get paid later on. It's just not going to happen.
And I understand that 100%.
Okay. So is that what you'd like, is some people's name and numbers?
Yes, please.
Okay. Suzanne can do that for you. I want you to be very careful on something, though. Listen to me here. If they give you a notice to lien, you better start thinking about it very quickly, because if that happens, you're going to be in a world of hurt over there. We have seen people literally lose their homes. I saw one. I was in the courtroom with her, literally in the courtroom with her, and I saw it. The roof was not done right by any stretch. She had no idea what she was doing in court, and she ended up paying all their attorney's fees, which came to well over $50,000, and they basically took her home. So I want you to be careful what you're doing, okay? And the other thing is, why you won't allow us to call and try to help is the part that amazes me. That's what we do here.
I'm trying to explain to you that from the beginning, when it was supposed to take 2 months to get my colors and to get my product, and the fact that they called me 4 days after I signed the contract and showed up with the
Vivian, I understand that. I get it. I understand it. I understand it.
Get money coming in.
All right, Suzanne, just give her some attorneys.
They're in her text.
I'm like, guys, I mean, seriously, Jeff, you're a businessman. What do you make of this?
Well, I mean, to not try to have you ever. Why did you call the line and then pull the teeth out of his mouth?
You go to referral list and you can grab anything. I mean, if we could.
There might be a solution without contacting an attorney, but why not?
Ted, what do you make of this? You're in this business. She doesn't want us to call. I don't know. I mean, just tell me your gut off of the little bit you heard, which is the same amount I've heard, basically.
Well, it sounds to me like they've got her frightened that there's gonna be repercussions if she gives their name out. But I don't understand why when they called her and said, 4 days later, and said, we're ready to go with this, she said, no. The color of the siding should be something that's on the contract. It's easy enough to verify.
I tried to ask her that 45 times. She just says they strong-armed her. But it doesn't even matter. We are where we are now. What I'm not getting from her, here's what I think the company's going to tell me. You want me to tell you, Ted? I don't know if you heard this part. The whole job was like $50,000. She's only paid $30,000. She's saying they won't come out and fix the trim and do this and do that or do whatever there is, and they're still owed $20,000. That's probably why.
Well, I'm sure that they're saying, pay us and we'll fix it, of course.
But I don't know how that has anything to do with the wrong color.
Well, yeah, the wrong color issue is something that she should stop the job immediately and said, like you said, get off my property.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. We'll do that. Hey, what's going on at K&H? You guys, how did that home show go, by the way? Was it a big turnout this year after COVID?
It was a decent turnout. The home show went pretty well. First home show, I think there's still a lot of people that wanted to get out, but there's a lot of people that were a little reluctant. So it's hard to gauge.
How about the masks? How about the mask situation there? A lot of people with masks or what?
I wasn't at the home show personally, so I don't know how many people wore masks and didn't.
Got it. Would you do it again? If you knew the turnout was going to be what it was, would you invest the money in it again?
Yeah, I think we would do that. I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty decent show for us.
All right, cool. All right, man, I appreciate it, Ted. Thanks for coming on. I was going to have you go out and look at it, but, I mean, I don't even know what good that would do because she doesn't even want us to contact anybody. Even if you went out there and looked at it for us, and I'm sure you would, I don't even know what she'd want. I mean, that's the part I can't get to.
She said she's had contractors come out already.
Yeah, well, so, I don't care. I don't know them either. No, she's the same person that hired this contractor.
You can contact, she should be able to somehow get in touch with Hardy. Probably she's going to have to do it through the company that she hired and see if they can have somebody from Hardy come out and evaluate the job.
Yeah.
The color issue is, like you say, it should be very clear whether it's right or wrong color.
Yeah, I don't know how else you look at it. All right, thanks, Ted. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend, man.
Thanks, you too.
All right, folks, we got some open lines, 303-713-8255. Any car questions? Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmissions in studio. You're still swamped. I kind of heard I missed the first 2 hours. I heard the supply chain is still the same as it's been, period. Impossible to get stuff.
It's still broken, and all our suppliers are saying, hold on, it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
Why would it get worse?
Between trucking, between manufacturing, everything all combined, it's going to get worse. They can't even get those 67 ships off the coast of L.A.
That's crazy.
Into the docks.
I saw that on the news the other day. I mean, these are fully loaded container ships.
All the stuff everybody's waiting for is sitting off our shores.
And eventually they need them emptied to get the containers to go get the new stuff. That's crazy, man. Gas is insane right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, if you watched, it's actually gone down over the last week and a half.
Yeah, I haven't watched that close, but I mean, compared to, last year during COVID, it should be low no matter what because nobody was driving. I paid 99 cents a gallon in Parker, Colorado last year. It was either March or April, maybe May, I don't remember. 99 cents a gallon. And I pulled Gas Buddy up going, they just want you in the convenience store buying stuff. There was about 5 other gas stations around that area, including one in Elizabeth, 99 cents. It was crazy. 303 Martino, hold tight. We'll be right back.
I think that poor old lady was just scared.
But why
scared and unable to.
Well, what the fuck am I going to do?
Why did she call us?
Huh?
She could get a name of a lawyer. Why don't you just go?
If she's a listener of the show, she should.
If someone calls up and goes, "Can you give us the name of a lawyer?" Suzanne will do it. There's no reason to come on here.
I get all of that. I understand, and I'm agreeing with
She doesn't want us to contact him because there is a completely different side to that story.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not going to send an expert out there, and I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. I have no idea what the company's saying.
Well, supposedly they damaged 2 roofs, and they damaged something else, too. It wasn't just the installation. They did some other damage that actually was more.
I don't know, but what's killing me, though, is the color. It's like she must have, I don't know. Listen, lady, you take that color.
So when you get colored siding, I assume on the back of the siding there's a number that identifies the color and the lot. Is that correct?
Should be.
Last time I was putting up siding, it was online.
Yeah. So if the contract says...
When was the last time you put up siding?
If the contract says color GY643, on the back it should say GY643. And that's a no-brainer. Even Talib could figure that one out.
Yeah, I think she was just, like a couple of these guys said, maybe she was divorced or widowed or something and just wasn't used to taking lead on
Why wouldn't you exhaust all your options before going to court?
Maybe you don't know.
I just really don't want to go to court. Come on.
Oh, she has no idea the cost, man. I mean, no idea. That woman I was talking about, I sat there in that courtroom for 2 days. I got in some trouble on that too, man, by the judge. It was not good, dude. But anyhow, I sat there for 2 days, and she knew nothing. I mean, she was up against 2 attorneys. She filed it herself. Outmaneuvered. Like, any expert she had wasn't even an expert, so they weren't allowed to testify. I mean, she had nothing.
Wow,
nothing.
She was tied at the docks.
So you know what's going to happen? Here's what my prediction. This lady is going to call back next week and say, I tried 6 different attorneys. Nobody will take my case. What can I do?
I mean, what are the attorneys? They're going to say, well, who's the contractor? I can't tell you. Well, who are we going to sue? I don't know.
Well, even if she wanted to tell Suzanne off air, and then we'll call them and see what we can do. We don't have to name them on air.
I know.
Because you're thinking like a rational person, Jeff. That's a problem. You got to stop thinking rationally.
Yeah, Biden's going over there to beg.
Yep.
I want to see him on his hands and knees. Problem is, he wouldn't be able to get back up.
Probably wouldn't remember what he was doing now.
How come, honestly, and Trump as well, how come we're getting all these old people? I mean, these are really old people. We need like a JFK or someone like.
Well, JFK was a huge exception to the rule.
All rule.
He was the youngest ever, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Also, not only the first, but I think the only Catholic.
Yeah.
I'd take that. Who's the guy that owns the Mavericks? I'd probably
No,
vote for Cuban.
Is
he real liberal?
Yes.
He is? God, how do you have that? I guess once you have enough money.
You're right.
When you have millions, you're conservative. When you have billions, you're fucking liberal. That's probably how that goes. Because you're so elite at that point, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. No bond.
That is kind of weird.
Clean nose, healthy life.
If you got $50, so what are you?
You
don't care.
You're trying to make it last a week.
If you got $50, you're nothing. You're not liberal. You're not progressive. You're nothing. You're poor as fuck.
That's all you are.
You're getting stoned from this.
Oh man.
Mm. AG thinks Cuba's an independent.
What's that?
Good for AJ. Some other things about Cuba that I won't say all around. A few other things about Cuba that I won't say all around.
Like what?
Troubleshooter.com/radio. Finally ready for a life full of focus and better relationships? You can regain control of your drinking without having to quit completely. Meet LifeBack, a physician-approved, completely private, personalized plan for kicking problem drinking to the curb. Using a combination of doctor-supervised resources, proven in clinical studies to reduce the urge to overdrink in 92% of people, and in-app coaching and support tools, LifeBack makes drinking a choice rather than a habit or need. Every aspect of your LifeBack plan is managed on our mobile app from the privacy of your phone, and medication is delivered discreetly to your doorstep without the need for in-person doctor appointments. Start the LifeBack program now and treat yourself to a life full of sharper focus, better health, saved money, and stronger relationships while still enjoying moderate drinking. Visit lifebac.com or call 888-959-8858 today to learn more. That's lifebac.com or call LifeBack today at 888-959-8858. Drink less, live more with LifeBack.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Denver Post columnist says Nugget Michael Porter Jr. is selfish and immature for not getting vaccinated. Is he right about that? And the Super Bowl halftime show announced another group of has-beens. Who would your dream Super Bowl halftime show be? Join me at 4.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martina. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. We want to hear from you. Deputy Doc, what's the update you got? Hey, I didn't get to hear the update. Let me recap this one. Are you going to be talking about the dealership?
No, I'm talking about the Pella window deal.
Okay, hold on in the Appella. Let me ask you this, because I was driving up here and I heard you say something. We had a caller. I think they were dealing with a Mitsubishi dealer, which...
Skyline Mitsubishi.
So Skyline Mitsubishi sold her a car in an aftermarket warranty for around $4,000. She had, in the last couple of years, she had a few jobs done under warranty, but then when she had a big job, like her transmission or something happened, her engine, what was it?
Something broke with the radiator.
Okay,
remember? There
but
was
it
damage.
was like $4,000.
Right.
So $4,000 worth of stuff was denied by the warranty company because the vehicle had been lifted and they did not check that box on the warranty when they sold it to her.
Correct.
So they told us I thought you told me, they told us last week or early this week that they were willing to fix the problem that was going on and then get the warranty back into effect with the proper checkbox.
Yes, Mark, the general manager, is a stand-up guy. He said, this is what he told me. Have the car towed to our place. We will fix it at no cost.
And then reinstate the warranty properly.
Reinstate the warranty because the finance guy who sold them the initial warranty made a mistake, and he should have checked off the box. He didn't. Our bad, we'll take care of it.
So what happened today? Because then she said, when she called in today, they never said that.
No. We were going to get them on the air yesterday. We never could get that accomplished. So we got it today, and she's going to take care of that. And
so she's going to bring it over there.
Yes.
So Skyline came through big time.
Skyline came through big time.
Excellent. Man, I love when dealerships come through. Now, what's going on with the windows?
Well, we had a long story with Pella Windows. This woman, Betty, had a whole bunch of windows and patio doors installed for about $15,000. Right now, she's paid about half of it. She owes $8,000. There are some stripped screws that she wants replaced before she'll pay the $8,000. And it's kind of I hope this isn't pejorative, a Mexican standoff. They won't fix it till she pays. She won't pay until they fix it.
This is exactly what I was trying to say with that last caller. I think if she would actually give the company out, the problem would be she still owes over $20,000. She doesn't want them fixing stuff. And I have a feeling she agreed to that color that they did at some point, so the color doesn't even matter of the siding. But they're not going to come out and fix stuff when they're still owed $20,000. And I agree 100% with Pella in this case.
And it's a minor thing. It's a couple of stripped screws.
That's why I agree big time.
I'm on your side, too. So the way it was left, I was in contact with the manager over there, and he said, look, pay us, we'll take care of it. She's saying, take care of it, we'll pay you. And so the last communication I had with Pella was they're going to take it to court.
Well, and I'll tell you what, folks.
And when I told her.
Listen, hold on, Doc, when you dig out on a principle like that, I wish I was here for that one. I'm going to warn that lady, and I hope she's listening. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose. And then when you lose, you might end up paying their attorney's fees. And the court case itself is going to cost you $20,000.
I told her, I said, for a couple of strip screws, have somebody come out.
Yeah. She's going to have attorney's fees. She's going to have. She's going to get crushed on this for a couple screws. She's going to. How does a consumer want to withhold $8,000 for a couple strip screws?
Got me, Mark.
Not every place is Excel Roofing where you don't pay a cent to your content. Not every place is like that. It drives me crazy. Corey, what's going on with you?
I got a couple of things actually. I'll start with one. So the first one. So I moved from Oregon. I got transferred to North Dakota. The job didn't work out. I went from North Dakota to Colorado. I'm here in Colorado now.
Got it.
And I had a Camaro that I financed for my fiance. Well, 3.5, 4 years ago. Never missed a payment. I pay weekly. So every week
Wait a second. I'm sorry, Corey. Weekly, is this like a buy here, pay here kind of deal?
No. I just set up my payments. So instead of paying once a month, every week they take a weekly payment.
Oh.
So they broke my payment up as weekly as I get paid. So
I got it. It just worked out. I got it. It worked out for you.
Yeah.
But you never missed a payment, so what's the problem?
The problem is my car got repoed.
Well, why did it get repoed?
So, and that's what I was trying to figure out, and it took me a while to figure out. I never got any notices, and maybe it's because I moved around a little bit. And
well, if you're making Corey, if you're making your payments and have the insurance you're supposed to have, which is generally some form of full coverage when you're financing a vehicle to protect, the company itself, they don't have a reason, nor do they have a right to repo it. It doesn't matter if you move from anywhere to anywhere. I mean, I've never heard of a loan agreement where you can't move. Who the hell would buy a car like that? Nor do I think you could actually incorporate that, at least into Colorado. I don't think in Colorado they could even say that. I don't even think it would matter. So I guess if it's not a buy here, pay here, why would this company in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Say that we're going to repo your car. What would they say if I called them right now, which we're going to do?
So this is what I found out, and it took me a little bit to.
Going to get notices of termination and everything
Well,
else.
most credit unions, I mean, here's what they'll do. If you can't give them not just call you, that's go without saying. They'll slap forced insurance on it. That's what they'll do. And they'll make you pay that. I mean, why didn't any of that happen? We're missing something.
Yeah, man, he says he didn't get any notice of, but he's let everybody know. He's updated his address, and he's obviously probably still has the same email. But between the credit union, between him updating everybody, he should have gotten more than ample notification of whatever was going to happen with his car. They can't just show up and take the car. Okay, somebody reached out and said, hey, by the way, do you realize
something's totally wrong, man?
I think, yeah.
Another pothole, traffic and delays.
Oh, shit.
This is Pittsburgh and historic investments in America's infrastructure. It's up to the House to finish the job. Pass the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, paid for by Business Roundtable.
Blake Harris Law. I love Blake Harris, man. I have used him personally if you need a will or a trust. And I'll tell you, a lot of people are in this situation like I was. I hadn't looked at my will or updated it for years and years. Suzanne and I sat down, and when we were younger, we had the will out. When our kids were like 3 or 4, well, now they're over 18. Our will is saying, hey, if something happens to this goes to our parents, the kids go to the aunt, whatever it said. It was time to update it. We sent it over to Blake. He kind of eyeballed it. He talked to us about a trust and some other stuff. He said, here's what you guys should do in your situation now. And in our case, that happened to be a trust and some other stuff. So he got everything set up, and we got got it all done, but what I really liked was he gave us a price up front. He figures out what he needs to do that's going to be the best for you, discusses everything, and says it's going to cost this much. It's not hourly. If you haven't looked at your will or your trust for a long time, or you need help with a medical directive, a beneficiary's deeds, maybe a power of attorney, you need to call Blake. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE.
You've shared half your life together.
I cannot wait to get to fucking Breckenridge.
I can't wait to get to fucking Cimarron.
Where are you going? Cimarron? Where's that?
Between Johnson and Montrose.
Are you leaving right after here?
Well, pretty much. I gotta go home, pack the dog, grab the wife.
That should be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. We brought our scooters and our electric bike. I love the scooters. The bikes are fun because you got a 70-mile range. The scooters are only like 18. But I don't know anywhere, unless we wanted to go like, fuck, I don't know where we'd go up there more than 18 miles. I just don't. And then they're so small, you just throw the charge, take forever. It's not like it's 30 minutes to charge them.
We got the ATVs. We got the snowmobiles.
I used to have that shit. I had a scrap.
Well, she wants to get like a Ranger or something, actually.
I know.
So
Fucking my
tracks
neighbors,
on it.
they all love that shit.
Well, she wants to be able to put tracks on it during the winter.
I've seen one set up like that, and it was badass. Absolutely badass.
There's a ton of them out there by us. We call them geezer mobiles because most of them, I'm fine on the snowmobile. I don't care.
Yeah.
No,
I love
geezer mobiles.
Geezer mobiles.
What's a geezer mobile now?
It's like a
tracks.
They put tracks on them during the winter.
Oh, an ATV with tracks?
No, side by side.
It's like
well,
a
you can
car.
do it for ATVs too, but not very many people do that.
Oh, okay.
You might as well get a snowmobile if you're going to do that.
Yeah, you got a really wonky snowmobile. Imagine like a Polaris 700 with tracks. I mean, shit, man.
Well, I found a guy who was trying to get rid of some tracks for a Polaris 700 ATV, a sportsman.
I sold one years ago. Oh, I mean, I had it forever, then sold it. So my favorite four-wheeler I ever had, and we'd go out to Watkins and go around the tracks and shit, but was a 500 Scrambler all-wheel drive. That was my favorite. The Polaris is more like you, for hunting and just purely going up shit and pulling shit. It's badass.
Mm-hmm.
Body Shields bought a nice little place up in Winter Park. I was telling her she should get one.
Is her husband an attorney?
Who?
Bonnie?
Nah, he's a good guy, though. I know him. They're so different, man. He's like, she is very liberal. Very liberal. Her husband, very conservative. They're so awesome. We know a couple, Cyber Dave. Dave and Deb are polar opposites. One is like, he claims he's like, not a devil worshiper, but just anti-religion, all this. But he plays in the Catholic band where she goes to church, which is just odd. She is a true, Deb, she is true anti-abortion. She is no joke. She's like sign waving in front of the buildings.
Yes.
I've always liked those two, though. They're probably like me. You can take me in small amounts. I can take them in small amounts. I'll tell you, Suzanne and I we meet so many people at RV parks. It's becoming really the
thing that they do. That's their entertainment.
It is, man. It's hard to find people like that can do shit we can do. That are our age. They're generally 10, 15 years older than us, but we always get along so well. We like going out to nice restaurants and shit. You meet the younger couple, they either have kids, and they got to stay there at the park with kids, or they simply just don't have enough money to go out, with a fancy restaurant or whatever.
Just the facts and the reaction. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. Corey, I'm going to come right back to you on that repo issue, but really quick, a question for Jeff Vick with Kimmer Transmissions. Jim, what's your question?
Well, I've got a 2007 PT Cruiser 5-speed standard transmission, and I have problems with it. It shifts hard at times, but it only does it when it's hot out.
What do you think of that, Jeff?
Now, does the clutch feel different on those days? Like maybe your brake fluid inside the clutch system is getting hot or has absorbed water?
It, once you get it in gear, it works fine. The clutch feels fine. It doesn't slip at all.
It's just way harder to shift.
Yeah, but only, and even when you start it up in the morning on a hot day, it'll shift just fine, but after everything warms up, then it starts shifting high. Here in the last few days, it's been cool.
Is that generally like a throw-out bearing or something starting to go, Jeff?
Actually, I mean, if it's temperature sensitive like that, where it's actually harder once he's been driving for a while,
fluid,
or on the hot days, then yeah, I mean, I'd start with the fluids.
So how do you, if he brought it to you, how do you generally diagnose something like that?
Well, first thing, obviously, we want to duplicate the complaint so we know what we're dealing with.
Is it easy to duplicate, Jim?
Well, he's got to wait till next summer when it's 90 degrees out again.
Or drive it up to Arizona real quick.
There you go.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you don't have any ideas, I mean, off the bat without looking at it.
First thing you got to do is duplicate it. Make sure you're on the right path before you just start throwing something at it.
Yeah. So, Jim, next year, check him out. Is that something you'd look at for free, though?
Yeah, no, that's not a problem.
Yeah, see, there's no cost, and I love this guy. I'll tell you what I like about Jeff, and Jeff, I'll be straight with you. Your pricing. Your product's great. There's a lot of companies with great products, so your pricing on rebuilds is way less than the competition. It just simply is. And, I'm not saying you're the lowest guy out there because you actually have quality stuff. But honestly, man, for what people get and the service they get, you're not going to beat Kimmer Transmission. 303-693-1400 there. I did a commercial for you, not even realizing it. Once I gave the phone number out, then I said, oh, damn, I just did a commercial. All right, let's get back to Corey. Corey, real quick, man. So where is the vehicle now? It got repoed. They're claiming they repoed it because lack of insurance. So what's done is done. Apparently you did have lack of insurance. How much to get your vehicle back?
So I was $900 is what I was told.
Okay.
Behind because they added. What happened was they added their own insurance, which increased my payment.
That's what we were talking about over the break. Most credit unions, when they find out you don't have the proper insurance or no insurance, they'll mandate insurance and they'll charge you for it. And ironically, it's really not like they go to outside coverage. Most of these places kind of self-insure on this stuff and then charge the customer. It's not like they actually took out a policy on it. But anyhow, so it's $900. Now what?
So they called me.
I'm shocked they repoed it for $900. So to be honest, man. But anyhow, how can we help you at this point?
Well, I guess at this point, so the car was repoed. They told me that per their policy, I could buy the car outright, which I owed somewhere around $27,000 left.
Holy crap! What kind of car is this?
It's a 2017 Camaro.
What is it worth now? What could you? Let's say you owed nothing on it. I mean, could you sell it for over 27?
Yeah, I think I had equity still in it. They auctioned it off for $24,000.
Oh man, so they're coming after you for the $3,000 deficiency?
So now they're coming after me for the $3,000.
You're screwed. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You're screwed. And do you still owe the $900?
And well, that's part of the $3,000 that I owe them.
Oh my God.
So the total that I owe them is $3,000. But my problem with it is
go ahead.
My problem with it is I have automatic payments. I make my payments every time they,
But Corey, by the time they repoed it, hold on a second. I want Suzanne to take your information. We'll pick this up Monday. But there's a period of time where they repo it, they have to sit on it, then it goes to an auction, then they sell it, then they hit you with the deficiency. I'm assuming this has happened months and months ago. We're going to find out Monday.
Basically, all the communication leading up to it.
Oh my God!
Corey needs to stop